I think this is going to be um, one of the realest videos that I have ever done. Um, I want to be 100% honest. I want to be 100% real. And that is the reason why I'm making this video. And even though I am definitely not looking at my best, because I have spent the past 3 days and a half, 4 days, like crying. I cry a lot. Um, I have stayed in bed, not feeling really good actually. Um, I know I don't look my best, but I don't care in the aspect of I'm not gonna put makeup, I'm not gonna try to cover this because then you're not being real, then you're faking, and that's one of the parts that I hate the most about things or people that is not real and that is fake. So I'm gonna make this video today. You are used to see me very smiley and very positive and encouraging, and that's me. That's still me. But I am also a woman, a mother, a daughter, a granddaughter, um, that have experienced a lot of things in my life. And I deal and I hold a lot of pain inside. I do. And some of that pain, it never goes away. So yeah, one thing that I have learned in my life is that time doesn't heal anything. They say, time heals everything. No, it doesn't. Time doesn't heal anything. But what time does, and with maturity and hard work, right, is that you learn, you become better at managing your pain. You heal parts of yourself that are wounded. But there are things and there are hurts and wounds that even sometimes they are going to be there for the rest of your life, for the rest of my life. And when you become aware of that, then what you do is you learn how to cope with that better, how to deal with that better. I used to think that in order to be a champion to women, a motivational speaker, or somebody that could have something that could be of help to others and could provide any benefit to others, you will have to, I don't know, like have a perfect life, have all your shit together, uh, I don't know, like just be, everything is perfect. All is together, you got all together, and that's the reason why now, you can like put it out there yourself and help others. But I no longer feel like that, maybe because I'm much older too. But I no longer feel like that because I actually think that some of the people who have experienced the most profound pain or painful experiences, they have lived through some horrible, painful experiences. One thing that has provided them is with a lot of compassion and empathy. So therefore, when you see other people, you can feel their pain, you care about how they feel because you know how it feels the way they feel. So yeah, I don't have my shit together, definitely, because hey, I mean, here I am making this video. But the reason why I'm making this video is exactly because of that, because yes, I do not have my shit together. Yes, I am 48 years old and I am still in my own healing journey. There are things that I have learned how to heal, there are things that I have completely healed, and there are things that are going to be there until probably, forever. Because, there are things that are so profound that it's just impossible that they go away. So you just learn how to cope with them, how to live with them in a way that at least it does not affect your everyday life, or that it does not allow you to be happy to be yourself. And the one thing that I have learned is how to bring myself out of a place of darkness, of a place of sadness, of a place of pain. Like, for example, like I was telling you in the beginning of this video, the past 4 days, I'm gonna be completely honest with yourself, which is the reason why probably I look like shit, but it's the way it is. I cry a lot. And it's like I was making that connection with PTSD. It doesn't matter how grown you are, doesn't matter how successful or how happy you might think you are at a specific periods of your life or of your time. Some things can happen, some things can trigger something, and it takes you right back to moments when open wounds and you start bleeding, and you cannot, or you should know, actually you should never stop to trying to block, to hold that. Like, if you feel sad, if you feel pain in your heart, if you feel that heaviness, the best thing that you can do actually is to cry it out, to let it go, to just bring it out. Like, for example, the many times that I have done ayahuasca, which has been incredibly hard going through it, and I have poured so much, and so much thing has come out of me, and so much healing have occurred because of that. And at the end, after that, you feel lighter, you feel so much better. Does it completely remove the experience from your life or from happening or from your past? No, of course it doesn't. But it clears the stagnant energy of you holding to that memory in a way that you don't let it go or release it. So when you're going through something that makes you feel sad, or bring memories, or people mistreat you or abuse you, or whatever it is that brings pain to your heart, sadness, it's very important to learn how to bring it out, to let it go. But the most important thing, and this is the only one thing, if you take something from this video, is exactly this that I'm going to tell you, is that sometimes you are not going to have somebody from the outside, whether it be a loved one, a friend, or whomever. Sometimes there is not going to be nobody that is going to come and help you, or like comfort you, or support you in a way that you need, or understand you in a way that you need. And the most important thing that I have learned in my 48 years of life is that you need to learn how to not only love yourself, but you need to learn how to love yourself so much that when you fall in times of pain, or you're going through experiences that steal your joy and bring that negative energy that brings you down and make you feel so bad within yourself, that's when you need to learn how to love yourself, so you can pull up from that and you can know what to do, not to erase that, because you can, but to love yourself enough to pull you out of that situation, so you can bring back that balance within yourself, and that sanity, and that peace and inner peace, so you can go back to live your life, do the things that you want, do the things that are good for you and that make you feel good. And once again, no, the pain is not going to go away, the experience is not going to go away, the hurt is not going to go away, but we have to learn how to pull up ourselves from that, allow ourselves to feel the pain, to release the emotions, Whether it take you 1 day, 2 days, or a month, I don't know, because every one of us is individual. When I was young, for example, like a young person, if you go through profound pain or traumatic experiences and you don't know how to deal with it and you don't know how to cope with it, you can do things that, you know, you can even try to kill yourself because you're tired of being here. And I say that because I did that myself at 14 years old. So if you don't know how to cope with your pain and nobody help you how to cope with your pain, then it can lead you to things like that, which you should never do. And that's the reason why sometimes I feel that I want to share things and I want to talk to other women that have experienced the same things as me, because at least if there's one thing that I have done in my life is truly learn how to pull up myself when I'm feeling down, how to love myself, how to make myself happy on my own and be successful and independent on my own, so you kind of create the person that you want to be and try to create the life that you want to live. But even when you create that life, sometimes things, that doesn't mean that you don't carry pain or that those experiences, like I say, they, are disappear, because they never disappear. So, for example, things that I can share with you that have helped me tremendously. I really need to drink. So, for example, this the last week, because it's so much that I feel, that I know, having carry inside myself, for 40 years. We all have a story. I have a story. So even if I really truly feel that right now I have a life that I can feel blessed about, I still have pain within myself, and I still, feel emotions, and I still sometimes cannot feel, the most positive person in the world to maybe motivate you, because I am feeling down myself too, you know what I mean? But instead of being a hypocrite in my eyes, right, and, trying to put something or trying to pretend, that, things are perfect and then I am Miss Perfect, I don't. I rather to be real with you. I really do, because at least I have always been real in my life, but I have never worked so much, in a sense, that being real and speaking the truth, and it has created a lot of pain, right? Which is that's a funny thing, like, and this is, for all of those people, who say like, why women, when they experience, abuse, or when they experience certain things, why they don't speak up? Well, it's not that easy, because it is just so not that easy, because sometimes even when you say it, nothing gets done. And sometimes you say it and things get worse after you say it. You know what I mean? So it's not that easy. It's not that simple. And sometimes the only savior you have is yourself. And sometimes the only person that is going to come to pull you out of that is yourself. And the one thing, like I say, that I can totally, that at this age, right, is that you have to learn how to love yourself, to be able to pull out of your own pain or your own misery, of your own sadness, and clear yourself of all that negativity and all that stagnant energy that is keeping you from experiencing your true self and your true gifts and your true blessings, and just how wonderful it feels when you learn how to love yourself and make yourself happy without somebody else. And even though when you are aware that you have a happy life, again, sometimes, things happen that make you feel bad. And that's okay too. And that's okay too. Because it's just absolutely impossible, to feel like a positive, like a 100% of the time, constantly. Whoever tells you that is not realistic, and it is creating unrealistic expectations. So that's why people never heal, because if I will heal, then what? I won't feel anything anymore. No, you're human. That's part of making you human, to feel. But how we react to how we feel, how we learn how to deal with those feelings, I think that is the part that they have not taught us, and that's the part that we need to learn how to do it on our own. So when I'm feeling down, when something happens in my life for whatever reason, and thanks God it does not happen often at all, that's why you haven't seen any videos like this before, but sometimes, when I'm feeling down for whatever reason, now I allow myself to just let that go. If I cannot go and do ayahuasca, like, I wish I could do right now, but, with the pandemic and everything else, it's not, things are not, you cannot do things, in the way that you could do before, maybe. So you have to cope in a different way, right? So to me, for example, I allow myself to bring that hurt out. I know I am aware and I'm conscious that the wound has been opened. So be aware of that. It's hurting, okay. The wound is open, and the pain that you're experiencing is because that wound. So what I did is, I know the things that makes me feel good. I know the things, and those are the things that you need to learn how to recognize. Like, what are the things that make you feel good? Myself, for example, when I'm feeling down, crystals help me tremendously, and I always know what crystals to use to support whatever emotion that I feel in at that particular time. Just to have them around me, near me, the colors, the energy, that's just helpful just by itself. I love plants, I love animals, I surround myself with that. But then to me, and this is something I know have shared at least a lot of times on my social media, I love the beach, because to me it's the most beautiful and most healing place to be on earth. So, which is the reason why I live on the beach, and I created a life where I could live on the beach, because I need to be, because I know that's healing for me. So I went to the beach, and I spend in the water. I can stay in the water like forever. I absolutely love, to be in the ocean, and it's so cleansing, and the breeze, and the smell of the ocean, and it's just so cleansing. And then walking down the beach, because that is so healing, and you can actually feel it. Like, you can actually feel when you are like, barefoot, like walking on the earth. Earthing is called earthing. What you feel is like the energy of the earth is pulling that negative energy from yourself, going back into the soil, and it's just releasing it. And then me on the beach, if you are in the forest, you're in the park or outside, the important thing is that we need to get ourselves outside of the bed or your room, or whatever place you are holding yourself for a standard period of time. Well, you get a time where you have to recognize, okay, I have, been crying, or I have been feeling like this for this period of time. I don't have more tears, so okay, look, it's time to get up, and it's time to to heal. And like I say, nobody else is gonna come to heal you, and nothing else is gonna come to you. Have to learn how to do it yourself. So you start to doing the things that you love, and then it make you feel good. So I went to the beach, I use crystals, I do earthing, and then I created, for example, as well, a playlist with some of my favorite, it's all female singers. Very uplifting, very, for example, one of the songs that I have is Faith Hill, The Way You Love Me, ooh, the way you love me. But I actually like sing that song, like looking like myself in the mirror, I'm dancing in the mirror, and I'm telling that to myself. It's not about like somebody else, the way somebody else love me. It's like today, for example, when I was dancing to that song, I was really like thanking myself for loving me so much, to pulling out myself out of that place of pain and discomfort that was taking my joy away, and to do the things that I knew was going to bring back joy and light, especially, into my being. And I use music, and I use crystals, and I go to the beach, and I do earthing, and I swim in the oceans for hours and hours to go, releasing all that energy, just letting go of things. And then I went and I bought me not one, but 3 buckets of flowers, actually, honestly. Because I actually have it here. So then I went and I got me these beautiful flowers, because I love flowers, so why not? Buy yourself flowers. And then I went to a bakery and I bought myself one of those tarts that are made with like real fruit. Why not? I love it. So I bought myself flowers. I bought myself a cake, right? And just the merit, those 2 things to do, just it make you feel better. And then I came home and I saved my entire room where I have spent, the weekend. And I clean it up, and I just fill it with beautiful energy, and just put music, and I started to dancing. And like I said, I was dancing on the mirror to myself, feeling really joyful. And another thing also that it really contributes to helping you when you maybe not feeling your best, absolutely, is medical cannabis. I am 100% in favor of it. It's pure medicine, and that is the reason why they made it illegal, or at least now in many states, like the one that I live is legal, but in many are illegal. And the only reason is because it's pure medicine. And if people will be able to learn and educate themselves how to use medical cannabis, then they won't need the sleeping pills, and they won't need like depression, drugs, and the pharmaceutical legal drugs that create more problems than the ones that are trying, to help in the first place. But that's for another video. I don't want to go there. But what I want to say is that I really think, that could be really helpful to you. Especially for your emotional and your mental state, sometimes is really healing. So, but at the end of the day, I'm okay. And now, today I feel much better, because I have cleared up a lot of things. That the reason what happened that put me there is still there, and it's going to be there, and it's not going anywhere. But that's why I wanted to do this video, for people who are exploring something like myself. Your elephants in your room, sometimes they are going to be there, no matter what. Sometimes you're going to feel better, sometimes you're going to feel amazing, sometimes life is going to be wonderful and everything seems to be perfect. But the elephants, some elephants, they're always going to be there. And sometimes those elephants, we encounter them, or we just oh, now we cannot, avoid them, or keep trying to not see them, or cover them, in beautiful, colorful paper wrap, right? So at least, it's there, and, but the elephant is still there. You know what I mean? So today I just wanted to do this video because it would have been, I haven't, for example, for the past almost a week, I haven't posted anything on social media because I didn't feel like it, honestly. I mean, that's the last thing that I have in my mind. Oh, let me go and pretend, that everything is wonderful and fantastic. And I'm just gonna post something, to, put up there an image of something that is so far away from the reality. Because I don't want to be me, not me. I prefer to be real. Maybe I'm less popular, but I don't care. I prefer to be recognized as a real, not as popular, but as a real person. So today I post for the first time in social media, and I was honest, and I said that for the past few days, I've been feeling like this. And I was thinking, like, how can, be a champion for women? How can you motivate others when sometimes, even yourself, you feel so much pain and so much sadness. And even at times, you feel so broken inside with yourself. How can you motivate others, when you have no, like, put your shit together, right? But, so I speak my truth. And, I say that. And then I thought about, well, then I'm going to make a video too, because at the end of the day, I feel blessed that life experiences has given me the tools to learn how to deal with my pain when it comes out, when it comes to the surface. But I have learned how to recognize it, acknowledge it. I know you're there, but you're never going to be more powerful than my joy, my happiness, myself, the love for myself. So that's why I wanted to, make this video. To give a message to other women, to other people that, might be feeling the same sometimes, and just to the real people out there, because we need more real people in this world. I mean, seriously. So today I'm feeling much better. And that's the whole thing, you see, when you learn how to make yourself feel better, and then that feeling starts to be stronger, that pain, that the sorrow, that the insanity that creates, those emotions. And then is that you are able to say, okay, well, then I can pour myself and my energy into that pain and continue, allowing it to impact me negatively even more, like stopping me from doing, the things that I want to do. Or, okay, I see you came back to see me, bye now. And then I'm gonna focus, on doing your things and focusing again on the things that make you happy, your dreams, your goals, anything absolutely that make you feel happy. Because that is the only like true secret of dealing with pain. At least I believe that myself, honestly. Like the only way to deal with pain is to love yourself. Seriously. Because if you don't do it, nobody else sometimes is going to do it. So you have to learn how to love yourself. And just by doing that, that's gonna help you to deal better with whatever it is that you might be dealing, in your life. I have my experiences, I have my elephants, I have, my monsters in the closet. But you have yours. And loving yourself is the only way that we can combat, that pain with love. With love. and forget, when they say, oh, you gotta laugh, the people who hurt you, well, how about I am going to, instead of focusing on that, I'm just going to focus on loving myself. How about that? And that's the secret to it. So this is a realist video that I have ever made. But I don't know, I feel like I wanted to do it, so this is me. Thank you for watching, and cheer up, love yourself, honestly, like seriously, some days you're gonna feel not that good. Love yourself even in the days and you don't feel that good.